What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, and back with an artist I have not yet reacted to. I want to give a big shout out to great friend and champion of the channel, Scott, who has provided a lot of music to me over the last couple of years and been very generous with the channel. And one of the things he gave me a while back, which I was waiting to get to the end of the Lord Brannigan journey to begin, was music by Donna Summer. Now, this is a name I've known for a long time. I do believe my dad back in the day had some LPs of her and like Tina Turner, some other artists that I sort of at least implicitly put in the same like soul category, but I don't know actually if her work really does fall into some similar stylings as an artist like Tina Turner. But that was an association I made as a kid because my dad had records of both of them. But ultimately, I don't think I know much, if any, of her music at all. I just know her through reputation and as a name in pop culture. So yes, this will be a unknown journey for me. He did give me 2 CDs, I had forgotten about that. He gave me Endless Summer, which I guess is a compilation of her greatest hits, as well as a live performance CD. So we'll go through the greatest hits first. And there are a number of tracks on it, and it begins with a tune, is it Melody or Medley? I think it's Melody of Love, Wanna Be Loved, parenthetically, the second part. So yes, it sounds like we're dealing with the sounds and expressions of love, but also a longing to be loved, meaning one's current condition is not being loved. So it sounds like someone who aspires to be in a relationship where they feel the love surround them, where they feel a special connection with another person, but currently are not feeling that. Now, I suppose it doesn't necessarily indicate that they've never felt that, and indeed, if you know the feeling and are currently without it, that longing might be more acute, more pronounced. You know, the old adage of is it better to never love at all or to love and lose, where you know it, you've experienced it, you've had that understanding, but you may feel its absence more greatly because it is not there anymore, versus someone who's never been loved and maybe they do want that feeling, but they don't know what they're missing, so the emotional disappointment they feel is not as sharp as those who've loved and lost. So yeah, it sounds like someone who is thinking about love, who wants to be in that condition and is thinking of the melodies, the sounds, the expressions of that state of being. So let's see what it actually is in practice, both sonically and thematically, though again, I may need some help as this is not something I've ever heard before, so when you listen to a new artist, you don't always know the thematic avenues they work in. So in any case, this is Donna Summer, the track is Melody of Love, and then parenthetically Wanna Be Loved on her greatest hits compilation, which is called Endless Summer. That took a turn. fade. People who know the channel will know I have a complicated relationship with fade outs, but longer ones are more agreeable. So yeah, it sounded very soul jazzy at the start. I'm thinking of an artist like Olita Adams. And then the shift took place. The transitional moment happened, and it turned into more of like a soul dance slash disco type of feel, which was what the track then expressed throughout the remainder. But it's interesting, I didn't hear all the lyrics clearly, but what I did pick up is that it sounds like it's both sides of the dichotomy I was thinking about in advance, meaning at first she went a long time without falling in love. She didn't want to get involved with it because she worried she could get her heart broken or things could get complicated and life wouldn't be so simple anymore. But it sounds like she eventually did have that feeling. She was walking on air, that you're floating, you feel like a weight has been lifted and you found some plane of existence that you didn't even know was there before. But then it also sounds like maybe that was taken away, or that it's not a guarantee or not necessarily constant, and so she wants to now, having experienced that tier of emotional existence, wants to get that back there and wants to be loved, and using the idea of melodies to express different experiences, different emotional states of life. So I like the use of what seems like some metaphor, even though it's also a bit meta because it's in a song where she's singing in a melody. And I think Alphaville sounds like a melody, maybe still my favorite Alphaville song. I believe that phrase was used specifically here. I might be wrong, but nevertheless, a fun tune, a tune with a nice groove to it. Again, it's a bit disco, a bit dance floor, not like overtly, it sounds like vintage 70s disco. It actually had a bit more of like an early 90s feel, but maybe it's from earlier. Nevertheless, I did enjoy the kick drum, and there was a moment where it transitioned to a new measure, and it seemed to punch a little bit harder in that moment. I really enjoyed that. And she's got a very powerful voice, a very great voice. I like how the vocals were layered in a couple moments, so one of her lines was finishing when another one came in underneath it. I like the way when that's done well, it gives you this vocal texture. I think about a lot of Eurythmics tunes where Annie's voice is layered such that it's like her voice is providing the melodic run on multiple levels and sort of overlapping each other. And again, there were a couple moments here where I heard that. So yeah, ultimately a cool opener. I very much enjoy artists who mix genres, and the fact that there was a bit of that, I think it was a trumpet, it might have been a saxophone, I'm not sure, but that brass, I really enjoyed that brass at the opening, or in the opening section of the tune, which again had a bit heavier, a bit more emotionally deep type of feeling, and then it hit into this more foot tapping joyful type of dance feel. So I like the way the song seemed to use that distinction sonically to match what it sounded like her narrative and thematic evolution was, where she was cautious and wary and maybe a bit holding back. And then once she had that feeling of love, her life kicked into this different emotional plane, and she knew what was possible was out there, and that seemed to be when the Sonics kicked into that other gear. So in any case, a cool opener. Once again, shout out to Scott. We have a number of tunes on here, as I said, so plenty to go through from Donna. Do let me know if you're familiar with her music. As I said, it's only a name that I knew up until this point, so nice to finally get some Sonics to go with the name. So in any case, let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.